Y'all, in 2025, we are leaving behind feeling stretched thin, struggling with time management, or worrying about burnout. We are building and maintaining systems that ensure we are intentional about our time, our priorities, and most importantly, our well being. I am going to show you how I plan my week from scratch using a color coded calendar that helps maintain balance across all areas of my life. Okay, look at all the banana colored blocks on my calendars. You cannot say that I did not prioritize fitness this week and did. Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel where we learn together, take action together, and reflect together. My name is Tamira, and thank you so much for being here. Today, we are talking about the time management system that I designed to go from feeling time poor to feeling more time wealthy. Y'all, last year I realized that I was constantly feeling time poor, which is the feeling of having too much to do and not enough hours in the day to do it. My to-do list felt endless. My days felt too short, and I was constantly asking myself, where did all my time go? And so that's when I decided to stop wishing for more time and start learning how to manage the time that I have. I started asking different questions like, am I really time poor, or do I manage my time poorly? What exactly am I doing with the time that I have, and what can I do to feel less time poor and more time wealthy? Fast forward a year, and I have completely transformed how I approach my days. With a system that is rooted in digital planning, I've become more time wealthy, spending more time on what truly matters and less time on what doesn't align with my purpose. If you're a busy professional striving to make an impact in your field, whether it's education, social justice, or another mission-driven space, then you know exactly how demanding it can be to try to juggle everything. Balancing your professional responsibilities, your commitment to creating meaningful change, and your own personal well-being can often feel very overwhelming. Trust me, I know. And so in this video, I am sharing my weekly planning system, which is a method that I have spent the last year designing to help me reclaim my time, align my schedule with my values, and focus on what matters most. I am going to show you how I plan my week from scratch using a color-coded calendar that helps maintain balance across all areas of my life, from professional growth and personal wellness to making space for meaningful connections and reflection. Y'all, in 2025, we are leaving behind feeling stretched thin, struggling with time management, or worrying about burnout. We are building and maintaining systems that ensure we are intentional about our time, our priorities, and most importantly, our well-being. And so whether you are leading a team, pursuing personal growth, or working to make the world a better place, this video will give you actionable tools to take control of your schedule and your life. So hop in the car and let's ride. Okay, before we start, I want to acknowledge that this process can look different for everyone depending on your lifestyle. Some of us go into an office daily while others work from home. Some of us are in school. Some of us have partners, children, or maybe even fur babies. Some of us are caregivers. We all have unique needs, roles, and responsibilities, but we all deserve to make the most of our time to ensure that we are happier, healthier, and well. We are all entering this process with different perspectives, but I hope the one thing we all share is the belief that we can get a little better at aligning our time with what matters most. Okay, y'all, so let's get right into it. I am going to walk you through my process with a think aloud model, sharing my thoughts and my decisions as I plan. You can just watch and take notes, or better yet, you can grab your own calendar or your own planner and plan along with me. So let's open up the week I am planning for, which is the week of December 1st. Normally, my calendar already has events and tasks blocked off based on what I've planned in advance. However, for the sake of this video, I am starting with a completely blank calendar, except for the 2 events that are already here. These are calendar invites from other people, and I didn't want to delete them since I wouldn't be able to recover them. The first thing I am going to do is block off the time that I will be sleeping. I do this for 2 reasons. One, it gives me a clear view of how many waking hours I have available to plan. And 2, sleep is a non-negotiable for me. There are 168 hours in a week, and I aim to reserve 56 of those hours for sleep, y'all. My goal is to get 8 hours of sleep each night, which means I like to be in the bed by 8:30 p.m. so that I can wake up at 5 a.m. without pressing snooze. So let's go ahead and block off that time. And so as you can see, this gives me a much clearer view of how many available blocks of time I have, which is represented by the white spaces to schedule events and tasks for the week. The next step in my planning process is to make a list of non-negotiables, must-do tasks, or events. These are the things that I absolutely must make time for this week, no matter what. And so for this week, my list includes meeting with my niece, Genius Lab Excel group coaching, Memphis Rise Academy board meeting, Memphis Shelby County Schools board meeting, Memphis Shelby County Schools board meeting notes, posting and sending the notes, Social Security office appointment, lash appointment, packet pickup for the St. Jude 10K, and then the actual St. Jude 10K. So now that I have listed all of my must-dos, I'll go ahead and add them to the calendar. Now you can see all the top priority tasks and events for the week. As I mentioned earlier, most weeks my calendar already has events and tasks scheduled in advance. In fact, all of the blocks you see here were already on my calendar because I added them ahead of time or as they came up. However, for this video, I did again want to start with a blank calendar just to show you my full planning process from scratch. And if you'd like this video in the form of a guide or a checklist, please be sure to sign up for my newsletter, which is linked in the description box, and I'll create one and send it your way. And just in case you're wondering if the different colors on my calendar hold any significance, the answer is yes. And this color-coded system is a lifesaver. It simplifies planning and gives me a clear visual overview of where my time is going. Each color represents a meaningful aspect of my life, reflecting how I prioritize my time around what matters most. I strive to maintain a balanced focus across all areas of my life, which includes physical health, family and friends, personal growth and development, social connections, professional tasks, and relaxation. I am very intentional about dedicating time to both work and personal well-being. With this color coding system, nothing gets overlooked, and I can immediately see if one area of my life is getting more attention than another, which is a clear signal that I need to reallocate time to other areas to restore balance. So here's how I use colors to represent the different priorities in my life. Banana represents physical fitness activities such as yoga, running, strength training, walking, or hiking. Basil represents language practice, including learning Spanish, public speaking, building my vocabulary, or improving my communication skills. Lavender represents personal tasks such as household chores, organization, or errands I need to run. Grape represents community service or civic engagement activities. Peacock represents family and friends as well as social activities. Blueberry represents sleep, and tomato represents social media management tasks such as creating content, editing, filming, and designing newsletters. Tangerine represents reading time. Sage represents writing time. And flamingo represents business related tasks. Again, this system not only helps me stay organized, but also ensures that my schedule reflects what's truly important in my life. So let's make sure each event has the right color. Next, I'm going to block off my physical fitness activities starting with yoga. Yoga is a key part of my morning routine. I like to allocate 30 minutes for yoga every morning, even though I don't always use the full block. Some days my practice might last 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but I prefer to schedule the full 30 minutes to give myself flexibility. And if needed, I will adjust the block afterward to reflect the actual time I spent. I'm also going to make yoga a recurring event since it's something that I do every day. Setting it as a recurring event saves time and ensures that it's always accounted for on my calendar, making it easier to stay consistent with my routine. As a part of my fitness routine, I also include running, strength training, walking, and hiking. So I'm going to go ahead and add those activities to the calendar as well. The banana colored blocks on my calendars. You cannot say that I did not prioritize fitness this week, and did. Now I'll add my reading time to the calendar. This block is dedicated to focused reading and learning about topics like education, liberation, teaching and learning, so forth and so on. Currently, I'm reading e-learning and the science of instruction. I prefer to schedule this reading time as early as possible in the day because through this process of mastering my system, I have learned that if I do not prioritize it early, it might not happen. And that doesn't mean that I don't read at other times during the day. I absolutely do. For instance, I like to listen to audiobooks while running or walking. And I know some of y'all don't count listening to audiobooks as reading, but I do. And sometimes I read an evening or bedtime book as well. However, this particular block is for focused reading and note taking. Next, I am going to add blocks for YouTube video production since I have a video that I want to post by this Thursday, which means I need to schedule time for several tasks, including finishing the script, recording the audio, brainstorming a title, creating a thumbnail, writing the description, doing SEO research or search engine optimization, filming, editing, and finally posting the video. Listen, it's a whole process. And y'all, another reason why I love this color coding system is that it not only helps me stay organized, but also prepares me for scaling my education firm in the future. For example, when I am ready to hire a social media manager, an editor, or a graphic designer, all I gotta do is look back at my calendar and clearly see how much time I've spent in these areas, which is represented by the tomato colored block. So let's say this week I will spend an estimated 10 hours on social media, editing, and designing. Hiring somebody means I'm reclaiming those 10 hours to focus on other priorities. And so this approach, documenting my tasks, my processes, and the time that they take has been a valuable lesson that I've learned as a blooming entrepreneur. Okay, let me get back on track. Next, I'll add blocks for my newsletter publication, which I plan to send out after the YouTube video is posted. This involves scheduling time to write the newsletter content, finalize the outline, design the template, and send it out. So let's make sure I block off enough time to do all of that. I do have more tasks and events to add to the week, but I won't walk you through all of them because I think by this point you have an understanding of how my system operates. And so here is my week with all of my tasks and events scheduled. I've made time for everything that I need and want to get done. Now, this does not mean that it will all get done. Life happens, of course, but for me, planning ahead ensures that my tasks and my goals align with my values and priorities, helping me to stay focused on what is most important. Because having a structured and well thought out plan is the key to prioritizing, again, what truly matters, whether that's personal development, work commitments, or my health. Basically, my calendar has become my ultimate to-do list. I make my to-do into an event and put it on my calendar. If something comes up and I can't do the task at that time, I move the event to a new slot. My calendar is my personal roadmap. I am definitely one of the, if it's not on my calendar, it's not happening girlies. And we all know what happens when something isn't on your roadmap. You get lost. I like to aim for balance in my life, and my calendar reflects that. You'll see a mix of professional tasks like YouTube production and newsletters alongside personal growth activities such as reading and fitness. I make sure I take breaks throughout the day, anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes to drink water or to just move around or breathe, especially since I'm sitting at a desk a lot and they say sitting is the new smoking. Some things in my life are non-negotiable and I make sure to block time for them. For example, this week I've reserved time to check in with my niece before bed, which is represented by the peacock color. We are starting a new growth and development routine for her, and I want to make sure that she starts off strong. And so treating these commitments as sacred blocks of time ensures that they always get done. When it comes to big tasks like video production or newsletter writing, I break them down into smaller, more manageable steps and spread them across several days, which keeps me from feeling overwhelmed and gives me the flexibility to adjust if something unexpected comes up. Because let me tell you something, I am not married to this calendar. It does not make me feel any type of way if things do not go as planned. In fact, I love that I can just move the blocks around when I need to. Sometimes it feels like I'm putting together the pieces of a puzzle that is my life. It very much gives drag and drop. I also leave some white space in my calendar. For me, these open blocks are opportunities, whether to add in tasks later, move a block that needed to be rescheduled, rest, or enjoy some downtime. Maybe I need to handle things that come up unexpectedly. Not every hour needs to be scheduled, and that is okay. Ultimately, my planning process isn't just about managing my time. It's about creating a system that aligns with my purpose, supports my goals, and helps me feel confident and prepared for the week ahead. This calendar allows me to approach my week with clarity and intention, not trying to figure out what I gotta do, but going into the week knowing that I've accounted for what truly matters and all the things that I need to get done. And since becoming consistent with this system, I have seen its impact on my life. I'm well rested, I get things done, and I am making significant progress toward my goals. But let me remind you, I did not get here overnight. As I mentioned earlier, I've been building this system for over a year. It took a lot of trial and error, learning about myself and becoming self-aware about what truly works for me and what doesn't. This system has gone through many iterations, and now that it feels pretty solid, my focus is on maintaining it and continuing to make it work for me. Remember, if you'd like this this video as a guide or a checklist, sign up for my newsletter linked in the description box, and I will create one and send it your way. Hopefully, my process being on paper in the form of a guide will save you some time if you are on this journey to aligning your time with what truly matters. And that's all I got for now, y'all. If this video was helpful, please let me know in the comments what resonated with you the most. Thank you so much for riding with me. Remember to keep learning, keep taking action, and keep reflecting. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.